guys, I am excited to welcome you to the new opening series. You asked me what's the best opening, what would you suggest us to play, what you're playing yourself, and today I want to analyze one of the highest scoring openings. According to Lichess database, it is scoring 59% in whooping 1,900,000 games. That's absolutely insane. I played it myself when I was younger, and this is the Deutsch Gambit. It starts with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5. Italian game, here you go castle, you don't go for c3, you don't go for d3, just castle. And here, knight f6, one of the most popular moves. And the Deutsch Gambit is absolutely ridiculous d4 move. And here we'll analyze 3 replies from black pieces. And we will start by first looking at e takes d4, the least good possible option for black in this position. We push e5, and here again 3 options. Let's start with the most disastrous one, which is knight d4. After knight d4, there is queen e2 move, and turns out black are completely lost because knight on e4 is actually lost. They can protect it. f5 takes, there is a pin, but let's just analyze f5, he takes f5, g5, and there is f takes g7, rook g8, knight b2. Position is completely lost, king is in the middle of the board, all our pieces looking towards the king. Black should just resign. So queen e2, or let's say even rook e1 works here. The second option is interesting, knight g4. And here, there is moves like bishop f7, which I played a lot, but c3 is actually stronger. Because let's say black decides to take the second pawn, which is a mistake. Here you will be able to play bishop f7 check. And the idea is that there is knight g5, king goes back, and there is queen g4. And you will say, what's the difference? Why you don't play bishop f7 right away? The idea is that after bishop f7 immediate, there is, let me analyze, bishop f7, king f7, knight g5, and let's say king g8, queen g4. This queen is basically locked here on the 4th rank, but while c3, d takes c3, bishop f7 this, and let's say here king g8, queen g4, there is actually queen d5 check, but let's say king f8, queen g4, I mean still queen c4 ideas, and basically we opened up our queen, so that's one little difference which makes it absolutely impossible to stop white pieces. So, and the main line here is move d5. That's the best option. I can't say, I don't know your level, but on my level I see this move a lot, and there are actually a lot of things I can show you. So I usually play e takes f6, of course, d takes e4, and rook e1 check. And after bishop e6, you can't even imagine how many games I won after playing knight g5. Knight g5 is a very tricky move. A lot of people, even some masters, played queen f6 move against me, and after knight e6 takes, queen h5, it turns out I actually take their bishop on c5, and I won classical games in this line. Yeah, unfortunately some people are blundering this. The main move though is queen d5, and there is a very complicated play here. g4, queen f5, knight e6, takes, rook j8, bishop h6. The position is equal. I don't think below 2000 you will reach this position at all, unless you're a super theoretical guys who know a lot of theory stuff, but I really doubt that. And there is also simple f takes g7 here, and after rook g8 there are bishop g5, which we will go with. Knight g5 is possible, but it's less reliable option. Bishop g5, bishop e7 takes, we take on d4, and after rook 8 we just play c3 and maintain equal position, with both sides having some chances. But of course we have more, 2 rooks. Probably the game will end in some kind of draw, but white probably have better chances because of 2 rooks versus queen. And yeah, we kind of moving fast, d4, and here we analyzed e takes d4. Now it's time to analyze move like knight d4. That's another, you know, I would say that's actually the worst option that can happen. We play knight e5, attacking pawn on f7, and here, I mean, most of your opponents will castle, and you will go for bishop e3, attacking the knight, and unfortunately black will be down in exchange in a couple of moves, because the only move to play here is basically knight e6. We play bishop e6, bishop e3, bishop f7, if rook f7, knight f7, I mean, this is just lost. We take f takes e3, we go e5 on next move, the position collapses. Here, you know, king goes to h8, we go bishop e3, threatening knight f7, this bishop has to go back, we either take the bishop or take an exchange, and white are completely winning. I mean, it's a technical position, you will still need to be very careful with it, but I mean, this will allow you very huge winning chances. Another move to suggest here is knight e6, you know, protect f7 square, but here white have absolute domination. After bishop e7, e5, I'll just show you, you know, some of the lines, queen f3, and it turns out there are some problems with castling, because I mean, you won't play rook f8 and allow queen h5, queen h7 and all that stuff, and here black have a lot of troubles with development, and they're just worse. And after d4, the main line we gonna analyze is one of the like most not obvious moves here. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of your opponents will either play knight d4, but I think most of them will still play e takes d4, or will just take a pawn and allow e5. Here actually bishop d4 is the main line, and the idea of this, I mean, it doesn't have an idea, but basically it's just good for black. Knight d4 will play bishop g5, and here again the main move is d6, but I'll show you a little trap here. So let's say black decide to go for the second pawn, e4 pawn, and before you say it will never happen, this is the game. I'll show you the game after I show you the whole line, which I played like maybe over a week ago in a bullet game against Master, basically 2490 Master. So here the move is to make is f4, brilliant. We sacrifice our bishop. Again, if she takes h4, we just take on e5. Both knights are under attack, we win the game. And if she takes f4, there is absolutely unbelievable rook f4. And basically, you know, there is no protection to f6 knight, it will be lost. And this is how in some theoretical books it goes. Basically bishop h8, no defense from checkmate aside from, I mean, queen f5, and still checkmate, and two moves, unstoppable. So this is very interesting. This is the game I played. So basically knight d4, bishop g5, h6, bishop h4, g5. I mean, bullet game, but still f4. And now my opponent played queen s7. He didn't want to deal with g takes f4 or e takes f4 or g takes h4, nothing like that. He played queen s7, I just took knight f4, I played bishop f7, king 8, and now g6, and my pawn basically promoted, but in a couple of next moves I actually checkmated. So before you say anything, know that it actually happens even between the game of, like, let's say two masters like me and that guy. So, and here of course the main move is to play d6, and I would suggest to play f4 main line. And here after, let's say, move bishop e6, one of the most common responses here, we play takes, knight a3. And even though we're down a pawn, we have some compensation. Again, I don't think below 2000 you will get this position, but even if you get it, know that, okay, you're down a pawn, but the position is not that bad. Because let's say here, knight a5, queen d5, takes, queen f5. I mean, I'm just showing you some of the lines that might happen. Queen g3, and white maintain kind of small edge in this position. And again, let's say takes, knight a3, c3. There is also simple bishop c4, knight will actually play, there is knight c4. Knight c4 is worse than bishop f6 right away. And again, knight e3, queen c5, queen d2, queen f2. White have a small edge, though being down the pawn, because basically the king is not in trouble yet. I mean, it's not castled, of course. Let's say d3, knight d4, rook e1. And at some point, you know, this pawn is poisoned. Knight will jump to d5, try to take on f6. White have little edge. Again, let me know in the comments what you think about this. I mean, maybe your suggestions, maybe some lines, maybe you have tried it. And here the main move is bishop g4. And unfortunately for white pieces, you know, there is a forced draw after it takes. Bishop d1, bishop d8, rook d8, c3. And basically bishop e2 makes a draw. If knight goes here, we're actually winning, because this, not winning, but it's still probably a draw even here, but we just keep the c-pawn on the board. While let's say in the line after rook d1, knight c2, we didn't keep this pawn and our position is slightly worse. So c3, bishop e2, and now we just take on d4, again bishop f1, we just take on f1 with a king, and we maintain good center, and we're slightly better, even though I still think the position will probably end in a draw. Bishop c4, rook c1, you know, pinning this bishop with the pawn, bishop d3, rook c7, and many games just finished with the line above this. So after this, again, couple of options. If castle, rook b7 or d takes e5, d takes e5, knight c3, takes, rook b7, and again the game will be probably end in a draw. I mean, I would suggest you to play it. I don't think you will get this specific position where it will be absolutely draw. You might get chaos like this on the board. You might get e takes d4 on the board, and then you'll have huge winning chances. Again, let me know in the comments if you've ever tried this, if you wanna try this. I know some of my viewers actually played this opening, and I taught this opening to many of my viewers before, so again, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this. I'll see you in the next opening. Maybe you want me to analyze some openings, let me know in the comment section. I'll see you in the next opening lessons. Bye bye.